Welcome to the 2027 first-year player draft, as we have the 28th pick, and they think we'll get Jose Ochoa, and I'd be very, very happy with that. This is a really stacked class, like a super stacked class. So if we look at batters, Brandon Wright, obviously, you keep going down. I mean, a ton of talent here. And then pitchers, they're not lacking either for the first time in a while. This is a massive pitchers class as well, which is something I think we're going to be attacking. So yeah, they go... Houston. Houston goes with David Two Dogs Ortiz. Looks really good. What's his potential? They got him at 80. Auto draft for Chicago. And they go Juan Velasquez. Again, a really good player here. We'll auto draft up to our pick, and all players. There's this guy, Jose Whitlock, Bobby Estrada, who doesn't look bad per se. The issue with Whitlock is that he's an impossible signing. Travis Bertland has awesome ability, but zero arm, which stinks. Our first pick is going to be 17-year-old second baseman, more than likely a first baseman in the major leagues, Bobby Gonzalez. And the reason for that is the 80 contact, right? I think that contact will develop with it already being at 30 at age 17. He's got good gap power, good avoid Ks. The only scary thing about him, and this is why he's a bit of a risk, is because he has 20 eye discipline with 45 potential. I don't know if that'll develop, but when you have very good contact, what happens a lot of the time is that either makes up for your lacking in other parts of your hitting, or it allows it to develop because you can have a really good season and suddenly the rest of your stuff is developing very, very well. So that's who we're going to take. We're going to take Bobby Gonzalez here with the first pick. He only wants $1.5 million. We'll meet that demand, and we'll move on to the second round. Our second round pick is going to be pitcher Bobby Estrada. Everything looks pretty good on Estrada. Just hope that control can develop. And he could be a pretty solid middle of the rotation type of guy. Recommended slot is what they said his demand is. So we'll offer him that. And go on to the third round. See who is here. If there's anyone that I was looking at. And it looks like the center fielder I wanted is gone. And the pitcher too, maybe? Yeah. Or wait, no, here he is. Okay, this guy, hear me out. With the movement potential, I think this guy could be really good. I don't know if he's a third round pick, but I think he could be really good. So we're going to shortlist him. Just put him on the default shortlist. He could be really good. I'm not going to pick him here, but there's a ton of potential there as a premier guy in the bullpen because of that movement potential. Because if you can get that movement going, that can and have a few good seasons in the minors, a good season or two, you can really become a really good pitcher, especially as a reliever. This guy, Rodolfo, he looks pretty good, only wants 80,000, so we'll pick him here, but yeah, super interesting, and he's gone. That's a shame. Okay, I'm gonna look for a sec, make my pick. Although, let's see, what does this guy look like? Not that great. So yeah, I'll make my pick. I'll see who's there, and I'll show you who. In the fourth round, we're gonna go with Andy Whitrago. At least I believe that's how you say it. Dude looks really good. I don't know why he's only 50 potential. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with him when it comes to personality. I guess okay defensively, but yeah, Whitrago, we're going to sign him, meet that demand, boom, got our fourth round pick done. Our fifth round pick, I believe it is, fifth round pick is going to be Alex Vasquez. He's got good contact potential, good avoid Ks. This is a profile I love. And he has potential there with the home run at 25 right now. Bonus demand pretty cheap. So we'll pick him in the fifth. Maybe show a few more rounds, and then we'll get on with the draft off camera. Here's our next pick, John O'Donnell, the Canadian committed to Pepperdine University. He's got good pop potential. I'm afraid of the work ethic, but I'm willing to take the shot here. So John O'Donnell, he's going to be our next pick. It is August 2nd now. Why August 2nd and not August 1st? Because we lost August 1st, so I wanted to get we lost, July 31st, and I wanted to get my win back, so I simulated another day. And we made a few moves. Again, I have to stop abusing the, what's it called? The trade engine where you have them, get the whole contract, right? Corbin Martin, we got him. He's a good pitcher. He's been pitching real well. So we decided to bring him in. And we got him really cheap. We got him for a nothing prospect. Then we got Jose Alvarado again for a nothing prospect. They retain 100%. He's been having a solid year, and I think he can add something for us in the pen. Then finally, probably our biggest trade, we got Paul Goldschmidt, who has been struggling for St. Louis this year. He's on the final year of his deal, $18 million. They're retaining 60%. But I think the ratings are there. I think he's done it in the past enough, right? He struggled this year, but he was fine last year. I guess okay. And he was solid in 2025. And so far he's been solid here. He's a fly ball hitter, and I think that'll play pretty well here in Colorado. Now, who did we send down for Goldschmidt? Well, right now, Corey Dickerson. Dickerson is not happy about it, but Dickerson was not really having a great year comparative to the rest of the league. At a 747 OPS, WRC plus at a 91, he was a negative WAR player. I don't think that's really worthy of a team that's trying to make a push for the World Series, and that's what we're trying to do this year. We made it to the NOCS last year, so we're trying to win a World Series here, and I think we have to go for it. And even if a guy's not doing horrendous, if we can replace him for pretty cheap, we have to be willing to replace him. So that's what we did. We won our first game against the Angels, lost the second. Let's see if we can take the series here. And no, we cannot. I'm going to simulate to September call-ups. We'll reconvene there. Quick look at the numbers right now, though. Juan Soto killing it. All the guys you'd expect. Just doing great, McNeil, he is a little bit down right now, but overall not doing bad. Kevin Kiermaier, he's done pretty well offensively. Very happy about that. He might end up taking over for Michael Taylor. And pitching, I'm happy with what we're doing here. It's now the start of September. If you hear any noise in the background, that is the dogs. They're in here with me, and hey, we love them. But yeah, 83 and 48 to start September. We came in very hot. Winning our last 5 in a row, winning our last 8 of our last 9, 8 of our last 10, if you really want to be specific, in our last 10 games. We have had a bit of an injury with Jeff McNeil. He was injured, put him on a rehab assignment, got injured again, strained abdominal muscle, and it looks like Ryan Jensen's hurt. We'll wait to see what that is. September call-up, so in his absence, we've had Edwin Arroyo starting at second, and he's been awesome with the bat this year, and he's continued it. He's just gotten better. And this guy's a guy that really is ready to start. We've also had Matt McClain, who 5 games started, is doing very good. He's a very similar type player to Jeff McNeil, which I'm very happy about, except the only real difference is he can't play the outfield. And in September call-ups, just to give us a little more depth before we get McNeil back, Gavin Goodry, he's up here. Don't expect too much from the bat, but he's a solid backup defender. Then pitching-wise, it's been all the same. We called up Brady Feigl. That's it. Good ground ball pitcher. Has some stamina on him. Can use him in long relief situations. Like I said, Ryan Jensen's injured, so we'll wait to see what that is. Let's look at the numbers, though. So batting average, Juan Soto, man. Oh my god. This dude is just crazy. He's lived up to the amount of money we're giving him. $42 million, totally worth it. 2 straight MVPs for us. 27 home runs in 112 games right now. 361 batting average. His career high is 364. 1127 OPS. A 6.6 win player. He's just been tremendous. And we'll actually go over to WRC Plus. Fangraph, shout out to you, Spore. Andrew Pinter, 33 home runs, 307 batting average. The preseason predictions, oh hi Oreo, one of the dogs are up here. Andrew Pinter, the preseason predictions said he'd break out this year, and they weren't kidding. He's been awesome for us. Yeah, just really, really good. MJ Melendez, he's doing everything we want with the stick. Zach Veen, he's in very well. Maybe not as good as he once was, but I'm okay with him maybe having a bit of it down here, because then maybe we can get him a little cheaper. Hey, calm down, guys. Then we got Edwin Arroyo, who I said's already doing good. Paul Goldschmidt. Sorry, the dogs are getting a little too excited, I guess, with the filming. Kevin Kiermaier, he's been very good off the bench with his bat. For us, really hasn't played much, but when he has, he's been actually incredible. Paul Goldschmidt, he's doing well for us. He was really struggling, but in a Rockies uniform, he's been killing it, and I'm really happy about that. Ezekiel Tovar doing Ezekiel Tovar things. Ryan Vlade, he's been weird. He started off real hot, has slowed down since then. A little inconsistent. I don't know. He's got arbitration next year. He's still pretty cheap. I'm definitely going to bring him back, but I definitely want a bit more. And speaking of a bit more, Michael Taylor, look at him defensively, that zone rating, 11.7, so he's doing what I want him to, but should I start Kevin Kiermaier? Now, obviously, I'm going to go to the end of the season here, so for the playoffs, let me know. Do I go Michael Taylor, or do I go Kevin Kiermaier? Give up a little bit of defense for offense, or do I keep it as is with Michael Taylor? He is hitting last in the order, so it's not a big deal, right? I don't know. What should I do? Then pitching-wise, don't really care about wins and losses, but if you do, Hayden Mullins, 12-5. He's been our top guy. Hold, 17 for Alvarado, 11 right now for Durbin Feltman. That is very solid. ERA-wise, Jabril Easley. Isn't that great? Our worst ERA is under 5. That's so nice. And then Gavin Guidry can pitch. I mean, he's actually not horrendous either. Huh. Okay. Cool. ERA, Emmanuel Clace, Melvin Adon, Corbin Martin, Babbitt, who's been the least lucky, Clay Holmes, most lucky, Melvin Adon, yeah, figures. Whip-wise, J.B. Bukowski's been the worst. The best has been Stumpo, Nolan Crisp. ERA plus, I don't really care about. FIP. Okay, the best has been Emmanuel Clase. So Clase and Holmes. So yeah, this really shows Holmes, he's been a little unlucky. Especially in a field like Coors, this can happen. But yeah, I'm happy with our pitching. It's not as interesting to look at as hitting, so I don't really show it as much on the videos, but I do pay attention to how our pitchers are doing. I look at the stuff, I look at the Sierras, but I really don't think that most people are interested in it. Let me know if you are. If you are, maybe I'll show it a bit more. But, yeah. We're doing good right now. Best that we've probably ever done in the series. And I mean, how am I to complain about that? Runs against, we're 9th. Bullpen ERA still 13th, but starters ERA 9th. We're middle of the pack. Can you believe that? Middle of the pack. That is crazy. Crazy, I tell you. So we're going to go... Wow, I just sound like an 80-year-old. So we're going to go to the end of the month. We're going to go to the end of September, beginning of October, see where we're at, see if we're still in first place. Look at the standings here. We're up 7.5 games, so I think we will. The mighty Dodgers have fallen from winning 500 games a year. And, yeah, they've dealt with some injuries this year. As you can see, this really stinks because he's so freaking good. But, yeah, Martinez, he's out 2 more weeks. Fractured ankle right there for Reynard Ortega. I'm pretty sure his power potential was always at 70. But, yeah, I really want to see how this guy develops, and I really hope that he doesn't keep getting injured. He's still at normal injury proneness. But yeah, they've dealt with injuries, still probably going to make the playoffs, and still really freaking dangerous because they're the best offensive team in baseball. So yeah, let's go to the end of the month and end of the season and see where we're at. The regular season has come to an end, and it's been a few days since I last filmed. With finals happening for school and my workload going up, I really have had to do a lot, and I have a lot of fun with this channel, but I did have to put it on the back burner. But hopefully we are good now, get this episode over, and go into it. So we are 97-65, the winningest team in Colorado Rockies history. Really wanted that 100 wins, but hey, I'm cool being the winningest team in franchise history. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that, you know what I mean? That was weird. Wait, what year did Colorado come into? Okay, I'm like, why were they 53 and 64? The strike in '94. But yeah, we look at the numbers right now. We'll go pitching first. So ERA. The ERA king went to Emmanuel Clase for us. He was a beast this year. As was Melvin Adon, which I kind of expected. J.B. Bikoskis, he had a very good year for us as well, kind of coming out of nowhere. Did really, really good. He's a Lithuanian. Wow, I did not know that. Then starting-wise, Hayden Mullins, what a monster, especially in this ballpark to do what he did is so impressive. Clay Holmes, he kind of got the short end of the stick for us. Just an unlucky year, but his ERA does not show how well he performed. Overall, when it came to pitching, probably our best performance ever. We were 8th in starters ERA. That is incredible to be middle of the pack in Colorado. And then for bullpen ERA, we were 15th. FIP, we were 8th. Pitching more 3rd. Strikeouts 1st. So then lineup-wise, pitching-wise, here's the rest of the numbers if you want to look. WAR right there, go all the way down. Yeah. And then lineup-wise, let's see, just for anyone hurt, you see not much, but pitching Jabril Easley, who did pitch a good amount. It sucks that he's going to be out for 5 months. He pitched okay, and Ryan Jensen, who did have a bit of a cup of coffee up here, 15 games, which I guess is more than a cup of coffee. And then now offensively, so overall hits went to Andrew Pinter, and wow, he had himself a year. Doubles went to McNeil, triples went to Soto. Now home runs, Andrew Pinter, 44, Soto 33, Vlade, he did awesome. Now we're going to go to WRC Plus and really look at this from the bottom. Michael Taylor, he was the worst on the team, but we expected that. He is here for one reason. That's his glove. And, well, he did an awesome job with that. You see that zone rating at 15.5. Along with Ezekiel Tovar at a ridiculous 19. He is so good defensively. I mean, oh my. He's just so good. And now he's coming around offensively as well, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So WRC Plus. Then Rafael Marchand back up. Edwin Arroyo, he was okay. Paul Goldschmidt overall struggled, but for us was better than he did in St. Louis. Started off very hot for us, but then cooled down. Jeff McNeil, he cooled down a lot near the end. He was hitting over 300 most of the year, but really went cold at the end, which hurt his overall numbers. Then Ryan Vlade, he had a weird year because his average was down, his pop was up, but so was his on-base percentage. So really, I'm not too happy with how he did, even though the pop was up. I want more batting average from him, more on base. I think that's more of his bread and butter. I'm okay going from 28 to 18 home runs. Ezekiel Tovar, now this is interesting. 26 years old, best defender in baseball. I don't care what you say, best defender in baseball right now. WRC plus 105, so he's an above average hitter right now. He hit 311 this year, 14 home runs, and he went 19-0 stealing. 19 steals, wasn't caught once. Matt McLean played for a bit. When Kiermaier played, he was very, very good. Not as much for us as he was for Pittsburgh, but pretty good. Then MJ Melendez did everything and more that I could expect of a catcher. 24 home runs, 284, 860 OPS. Just an awesome year. And he was a plus defender. Zach Veen, he had a bit of a disappointing year for what Zach Veen does. Maybe I can lowball him a bit on a contract because of it. I don't think he's as good of a player as the money that he wants, but still a very good player, still a pretty good season. Then Andrew Pinter. Pinter, they thought he could break out. I remember the preseason predictions. I'm like, I don't know if he'd be that good. He was that good. 44 home runs, 304 batting average, 932 OPS, 142 WRC plus, a 4.8 win player. It just stinks that he was not a good base runner or defender, but hitting he was awesome. And then finally, Juan Soto, what do you expect? He's just a beast. 142 games. He'll probably three-peat for MVP, at least I think, because he won it in 25, 26, won in 23, so almost a 5-peat. If he wanted it in 24, that's what it would be. But yeah, 33 home runs, 8 triples, 10 stolen bases, a ridiculous 348 batting average, over 1,000, almost 1-1 OPS, 8-win player. He was a plus defender this year as well. 76% stealing. Just what a beast. What an absolute monster. Only 28 years old. I'm so happy with how he's done for us. And then in the playoffs, who are we going to be going against? Pennant Chase. What? We can look at playoff standings, right? No, I guess not. Let's sim a few days. You can see it's the Mets, Milwaukee, us, St. Louis, and then MLB regular season's end, start to the playoffs. So yeah, then we can look at playoff coverage. So we're either going to be facing St. Louis or San Diego because we are the number 1 seed. So I'm going to end this episode here. I'll set the playoff roster off camera, and then we will start our 2027 playoff run next time.